Welcome back, fellow explorers. We're going to continue our study of the history of colonial and revolutionary New York. Today's teaching point is historians learn about the geography of New York State by analyzing artifacts. For today's lesson, you're going to need a notebook, a pencil, and your investigating hat. So you can pause this video now to gather your materials and also to copy down your teaching point. All right, are you ready? Here we go. So geography is the study of the physical features of the earth. So things like oceans, lakes, mountains, and valleys are all part of geography. Natural resources are materials that are found in nature. Some types of natural resources are vegetation, animals, soil, minerals, and water. You're going to learn that geography affects the natural resources that are found. So basically, depending on where you live, you're going to find certain types of natural resources. For today's lesson, we're going to focus on the geography of New York State and also the natural resources that are found in New York State. So here I have a map of New York landforms, in other words, the geography of New York. And as you can see, we have our key here at the bottom. And this basically helps us to understand the map that we're looking at. So for example, the purple color represents the mountains. Green represents the hills. Yellow represents the plains. And orange represents the plateaus. Red represents valleys. Another thing to take a look is the triangles. They represent mountain peaks. The star represents state capitals. And the dot represents other cities. So from our science lesson, you should have learned from Ms. Higgins the difference between an observation and an inference. An observation is when we notice, examine, or study something. And an inference is a conclusion that is based on evidence and reasoning. So basically, from our observation, we can come up with an inference. We're going to apply those same skills into reading this map. I'm going to make an observation just looking at this map and also an inference. So I'm noticing that New York State has mountains, hills, plains, plateaus, and valleys. And there's also a lake here, Niagara Falls here, another lake, and there are many rivers, as well as the Atlantic Ocean. So there's different types of landforms, and there's different types of bodies of water. So here are some observations that I've made. That New York State is surrounded by land on the east and the south. And that New York State has many different types of landforms. And my inference is that different types of natural resources are found in New York State, such as different crops and animals. And I say that because I know that what grows in the valley is very different from what grows in the mountain. And likewise, what lives in lakes is different from what lives in oceans. And so those are my observations and my inferences. So what did we learn today, guys? We learned that New York State has a diverse geography. There are many mountains, hills, plains, plateaus, and valleys, as well as many different types of bodies of waters. There are lakes, there are rivers, and oceans that surround New York State. And from that, we learn that there are many different types of natural resources that can be found in New York State. So now it's your turn, investigation time. You're going to read the article with the nonfiction lens, and then you're going to study the artifact, which is a map from the past, and you're going to make a connection. You're going to think about how the map supports the main idea of the text, as well as what does the article and the map tell you about the geography and the natural resources of New York State. All right, guys, so that's it for today. I will see you next time.